Africa is home to a vast array of Earth's largest animals, and one in particular is the rhino. Renowned for its irascible behaviour and bad temper, the rhino requires little assistance, especially from humans. But every now and again, a helping hand can go a long way. Jeff Gaisford was on a routine capture north of Durban when his trip home soon turned into a race against time.
We were in iMfolozi Game Reserve catching black rhino to send off to the Lapalala Wilderness area. It's a feature of working with a game capture team is that things that the average citizen would find absolutely amazing or startling or terrifying, these guys are doing on a daily basis. And we'd done our job, we'd caught the rhino, it was on its way to the bomas. The helicopter had left to go back to iMfolozi. And the pilot radioed to say that he'd spotted a rhino in a wallow. Obviously it got stuck. The route home went virtually right past the animal, and the guys decided just to go and have a quick look. It turned out to be quite a technical capture because the animal was in this very, very slippery clay soil. It was in liquid mud and barely able to keep its own head above water. You're talking about a very powerful animal, and it was fairly young, between 800 and 1,000 kilograms, and potentially quite dangerous. The first step in working with a rhino like that is to sedate it with M99, which is quite a powerful narcotic. The scratch from that is enough to kill the average human. They darted it, but not with a full dose of anesthetic, because they needed the animal to help pull itself out. When they saw the animal was starting to succumb to the drug, was to put 2 ropes around behind each horn, designed to stop its head from going under, high enough out of water so it didn't drown. You've got men pulling on the strong rope around its snout, and the animal itself able to contribute with its own power to a degree. You've got a lot of human power on a very heavy rope.
But with the sedated rhino's head only inches from the water's surface, the rescue team are running out of time. Time is running out back at the iMfolozi Game Reserve. The black rhino is still stuck in the waterhole, and with each unsuccessful attempt, the rescuers are beginning to lose hope, while the exhausted rhino is sinking deeper into the mud.
It turned out to be quite a technical capture. You've got men pulling on the strong rope around its snout with a bit of help from the rhino itself.
The game ranger calls for backup.
They'd managed to get the animal out of the mud hole, but then you still had a minefield of very slippery clay soil and a long shallow pool. The human power at that stage couldn't manage it. But what they did then was to give it a partial antidote. It's always a bit risky because while you're pulling it along, the antidote is busy working and neutralizing the drug.
With the men exhausted and the rhino still not out of danger, Jeff has one more trick up his sleeve: four-wheel drive.
There's no danger of pulling the thing's head off its shoulders. Believe you me, they're extremely strongly built. The rhino has a very defined personal space, and the capture team had really intruded badly on its private space. They don't know you're trying to help it. They just know that a lot of people around and they don't like that. That's enough to make any self-respecting rhino just a tad angry. They have the potential, strength-wise, to overturn the vehicle if they really got nasty. I've seen a rhino put its horn through a Land Rover's door like a hot knife going through butter. Our game capture teams are very, very well trained. They have the most amazing spirit. And although it was home time and everybody was keen just to get going, they put their backs to it. Everybody pulled on the ropes. Everyone realized that they were actually saving the animal's life directly, not just catching it to move somewhere else.